Hello everyone and welcome back into this new video of mine. Let's start by briefly covering what we are going to do in this episode and planning everything ahead. So first of all I want to go over the changes that I've made off camera, because I've been farming a little bit off camera as well as going on with a couple of projects, and then the main objective of this episode is to go on a little bit of an exploration spree and to find find something interesting out in the world, since we barely have ever been outside. We will have just to gear up a little bit and get ourselves a set of armor. If you're wondering why I have the default Steve skin, is because basically my connection is quite bad, as if you didn't know about it, because I may already have said something similar or along the line. So when logging in, I was without internet, and therefore I have the Steve skin. It should be an issue that I'll be able to solve by the next time. So, first of all, what have I been doing? Well, you can see a little bit of the products I've been harvesting from the wheat field, the sugarcane farm, and also from our little egg farm. Oh look, they're very productive. Ouch. I've also started, rather than putting all the products in our house, I've designed this small chest labeled groceries. Oh, that's bad. I just realized that this pumpkin may not be able to grow because of the sign. Well, let's fix that. Okay. Well, as you can see, I've gathered a little bit of resources. Just allow me to go and breed our chickens, since we need a little bit more to just get a steady production line, or at least to increase the amount of eggs produced per time unit. Let's call it. Let's say like that. I also have made a little bit of an upgrade to our composter, so that we can just compost things without having to worry to just do it one item at a time. Maybe in this episode we could even think about doing something along this line, so a shack to encase our little bone meal producing contraption, but maybe later. Well, here you can see I've filled up all the plantation, so we have a nice production of sugar canes. I've just harvested once. Yeah, it might sound a little bit crazy, but this, so 3 stacks and almost half, is the production of just one full harvest. So, well, yeah, it does produce a lot. I've been also continuing the staircase, and I've managed to get down here to the underside. I've also lit up everything here. I've well, while I was working on it, I risked it very much because a creeper managed to go up the stairs and came out in front of the tower. And I also put here a little bit this small area for farming blueberries, just because you never know, you might need them one day. And they look pretty, so just to have it here. I might have to add a chest over here just to gather. Now, first of all, let's get ourselves some pumpkins. Ooh, look here. Because, well, now we are no longer lacking the other ingredients, we are lacking pumpkins. So yes, we will have to get our hands on observers and put together an automatic farm. Okay, so our first actual batch of pumpkin pies, hooray! And we have solved our food issues, at least for the time being. While we are going around here, stuff will keep producing, so we should never out of material, oh well, of food, for the time being at least. Gather, let's get our boat, some coal, and so we have some torches, and as a final note, I might, no, well, I'll craft myself a couple of pieces of armor. I know it's a little bit of a waste to use the iron we have right now for armor, but I'd rather waste it on the armor rather than, well, dying. I don't know if we have enough arrows. Well, we have a couple. Let's just take them as a safety measure. I'll just go ahead here and finish up the preparation and start the exploration, and I'll come back to you once I find something interesting to report. I have some very excellent news. Well, excellent. It might be bad for you because I found a village, and it's literally across the small. It's literally, our mountain is over there, just like 100 blocks. So we just have to cross a small piece of sea over there. There is like 30, 40 blocks of sea, and then there is our mountain. So we found a village. Well, I found a village, and it's stupidly close to our place. So good news, we have found villagers. Now the bad news is that we will have to start grinding them. Yes, we will enslave them. Well, not really. For the villages, I have two plans essentially. I want a trading hall. Well, maybe 3 plans. I want a trading hall, an iron farm, and well, I want a nice village. But I think the first thing I will do, well, I will have to carry over the 2 villages and set up like a breeding setup. Sorry for thinking of words. And when we have a couple of villagers, we will be able to, well, zombify them and cure them so that they give us very tasty discounts on their prices. Because if, let's say, well, let's go and see this villager. Okay, here you can see 7 emeralds for a map. Believe it or not, we can make it 1 emerald per map, which is way cheaper. You can manage to get yourself books, enchant books, or maybe here, see, 15 beetroots for 1 emerald. We can go down to 2 or 3 per emerald, meaning that we can get 5 emeralds per, well, trade usage, at least, if not more. It's a big advantage. The issue when playing multiplayer games with this thing is that the discount works only for the player that killed the cured villager. Therefore, if I kill this villager and a friend of mine would try to trade with them, they wouldn't get the discounts I get. The only slight discount is given by popularity, but I may have to cover, well, all villager related mechanics, which are quite fascinating, especially for, well, getting full enchanted gear is a much cheaper way doing it this way rather than having to just trial and error with books on an enchanting table. So yes, that's it. I think I will put our exploration, well, our very short exploration session to hold, simply because I want to bring these guys over to our base. So that's it. I will just go off camera and take 2 villagers over to our place. Oh, and if you were wondering how to move villagers, well, how I move villagers, the answer is by boat. I do it always by boat, even on land. I just make myself a nice path, especially when there is a sea in the way. I move them by boat. Oh yeah. Yes! Nice! Now we have 2 villagers. Okay, good news. We now have 2 villagers. Now, I think that for the time being we're going to leave them here. Because right now we don't have anything ready to just host them. I want to give them an underground bunker so that they can, well, be safe. I especially want it underground because if a lightning were to strike, these 2 guys would die and turn into witches. While when it is underground, they're safe. So I want to just have a, let's say, a small safe case with 2 villagers in just in case something would happen to the rest. Let's say, for example, a zombie apocalypse happens and they all get turned into zombies. But that's for the next episode. In this episode instead, I want, well, to put back the things that I took away from our places. Here, this one, spruce planks, and these, composer, 1, 2, and 3, like that. Okay, so for this episode, well, I want to encase this little contraption of mine into a similar shack, let's say, like this. So I think I'm going to add a little bit, maybe an addition over here, or even maybe it would make more sense to make it here because we are just putting in wheat seeds. Oh, welcome back, welcome back. So, here you can see we have our composting structure. As I said, it's a little bit like an outhouse, almost completely made of wood, but I don't mind it. It's not bad. It's rustic enough for the time being, at least. The style with which we are going right now, it's clearly rustic. Here we have our villagers, which is our production for this episode. Along the way, I managed to lose a villager. Well, sort of just roamed around here and just then vanished. I don't know where it went. It was meant to go in here, so I had to go and gather another one from the village. And while I was gathering the second one, I managed also to get my hands on quite a little bit of wool. But we might want the next episode to gather to round up a couple of sheep, just to have a little bit of wool. I think that's for today's is enough. We did a couple of things which we had to do. We did a very critical, important thing, which is finding a village and gathering 2 villagers. In the next episode, we are going to just build them an underground bunker, and then, well, gather some sheep maybe, and maybe if we can find if we have enough time and if we manage to get another villager, we could even think of making the first house, or we could go to the Nether, because I know we don't currently have any diamond pickaxe, but over near the village there is a lava pool, so we could potentially build there a portal using, well, the classical no diamond approach for building a portal, using lava buckets and then cooling it off. And yes, if you want, we could build a portal rather than building our own house. Let me know in the comments. I do know that I don't promote my channel that much, but please like if you enjoyed and subscribe if you want to see more content more like this. Well, if you want to stay updated on how the series is running. And I'll wait for you in the next episode. Bye bye!